Hello everyone and welcome to this recording. This video comes as support to the Fearless Revolution forums post that I made here. I'll let you, read on your own all of the information I mentioned in here, but what I'll be focusing on is getting this downloaded and operating the cheat table. So without any further ado, I do have the archive already downloaded on my desktop, which is here. So I'm just going to create a folder for it. Just going to call it like this. You can choose any name you want. Use the password that you've seen in the post. And I'll just close this. I'll open the injector and follow the guidelines here. So you basically need to have the process selected and the DLL added to the list. So first, let's start the game. It's going to take a bit for it to load. At least I've disabled the intro videos or video. I think there's 3 big files that I have renamed. There's no possible way for you to speed up the loading process because, well, there's a lot of content, a lot of chunked pack archives that need to be loaded into memory. And the purpose of that intro, or those intro videos, is exactly this, to basically run till the content is being loaded into memory. The length of those videos doesn't exceed the loading time of all of those packs. So if you want, the developers thought of a way to keep you, let's say, entertained till the content is loaded into memory. But since no one likes intro videos, commercials, advertising, blah blah, well, this is what you see. So, game's up and running. And let's go back to the injector. The post said that you have to click on the select here, and from the Windows list choose Borderlands 3. I think this is an R here, not a C. Borderlands registered. Now you can see that the process has been selected. Add the DLL, which is this one here, from your folder, and then click inject. You'll see that the injection has completed successfully. Nothing will happen in the background, but in the game folder, which is this one, Oak Game, Binaries, Win64, you'll see 2 files appear. So these are the dumped names and objects with their addresses for the internal Unreal Engine objects. Now, let's also go in-game. Pressing the tilde key will show the console. The standard commands are stripped out, so if you type in God, for example, you see it's not recognized. If you type in fly, it doesn't say it's not recognized, but at the same time, it doesn't do anything. I mean, the function is there, but the function is reduced to return 0. I mean, it's not compiled in the shipping build. That's what Unreal names the public releases of a game. They call them shipping builds. So those cheats are available to you only in the developer build or test builds. Ghost, you'll see it's not available as well. Players only doesn't do anything. It should freeze the character in place. But slow-mo, for example, does work. As you can see, the game all has slowed down considerably. Oh, and if you press tilde key one time, you'll see in the lower part of the screen, I don't remember exactly how it's called, but it's basically the a part of the console, not all of it. If you press tilde again, you'll see it covering more of the screen, like 50% or 60%. Now, to return to normal speed, you'll do slow-mo 10. That's that. Now, let's try and use the cheat engine table that I've created. And it's this one. Similarly to the injector, If you don't know which process to pick from the two, the reason there are two processes is the fact that if you go to the game folder, in the root you'll see this. This is a launcher, and unfortunately Gearbox did not use the standard naming convention for the executable that Unreal Engine generates. So this is a loader, and if you go into Oak Game binaries 164, you'll see a second file that's called Borderlands3.exe. Normally this should have been called Oak Game shipping win64.exe, something like that. Oak Game being the internal name of the game that you can see here, Oak Game. So since we have two processes named the same, you need to know which one to pick. If you don't know which one to pick, usually it's the last one, the second one actually in the list. But if you don't know which one to pick, just go to Windows and you'll see it here, 5E14. So the window that you see in the background corresponds to the process that has this process ID, 5E14. And as you can see on this list, it's the second one. So either use processes and open, or Windows and open. So now the process is open. Cheat Engine asks us if you want to keep the table in. We do. I'm going to expand this just so you see what happens when I click Enable. Some of the items got populated. The one that didn't is, as you can see, Oak Character. And that is because this guy that you see in the background is not an actual character. The character is created once you go in-game. It's actually your player. So let's click on Continue and just watch this. You'll see these will change. Well, this will change, and these will be populated. And there we go. So like I was mentioning in the post, if you want to enable God mode, you don't need to do anything else in terms of typing something in the console, but enable the script called Unreal Engine God. For this to work, you need a valid character. That's why you cannot enable it at main menu. The big, bold text that I mentioned here. So, that being said, once you enable it, you'll see that this Boolean value changes to 82. If you disable it, I mean, if you don't want to use God mode anymore and you want to disable the script, then the value will return to C2. So let's keep it enabled, and let's move around and have someone attack us. Okay, come on guys, hit me. Hit me, I say. What the hell? Okay. That's bad aiming right there. Okay. Now, if you disable the script, as in you don't want God mode anymore, I think there's a few of them in this part here. Come on, man. Okay. Shoot. Yeah, I think I have to engage them. So now you can see that my shield is taking damage. And if I enable God, you can see that I don't get any damage anymore. Okay. Now for the fun part. If you want to use Fly, Ghost, and Walk, this is pretty much a script. And in dumbed down terms, what it does is to patch some locations into some Unreal Objects member functions tables, and then basically restores functionality to the developer script commands fly, ghost, and walk. So enable the script and wait for this to, yeah, there we go. It says fly. So now if you open the console in whichever form, the short one or the big one, and type in fly, it says you feel much lighter, the standard Unreal message. And now you can do this. Since not everything gets compiled in the shipping build, same goes for the spacebar and the control keys that would normally increase your z-axis movement or decrease it. Now if you want to disable this, just type in walk and you're back to the ground. Now if you want to go, well, if you want to fly and also move through objects, as in no clip, just go back out, because we don't have ghost command available, and I decided, well, since flying ghosts do the same thing with one minor modification, with one minor difference, why not have two commands, the effect of two commands into one. So change fly to ghost, click OK, go back here, type in fly in the same way, and you'll see that you now can do this. I can already feel that some of you will bitch about the fact that, well, flying and ghosting doesn't pretty much have enough speed, like using shift key to increase the movement speed will also help a lot, but at this moment in time I don't have a solution yet. It's there, I just didn't look into it. I know that I'm moving very slow here. And also, let me just disable this. I'm disabling God mode, just so you can see that while in Ghost mode, all of your components, all of your character components are non-solid. So if these AIs try to deal damage to you, you won't receive any. So, come on, rack. Yeah, as you can see, nothing happens when the rack tries to engage me. I don't know if there are any other skags around. This is weird. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, nothing happens. Now, if you want to restore functionality, just type in walk. You're back to the ground, and now you'll see that you take damage because I disabled God mode. There we go. So with God mode disabled and ghost activated, type in fly, you fly, and as you can see, you don't receive any damage. And you can also do this. Hello, world. Upside down. Just in case you ask, how did I know what code, what assembly to use to restore functionality of fly and walk? Well, I used the Unreal Engine 4 source code, compiled the editor, then downloaded a free game from the market. It's called Sure Game. You can find it there. Well, there are instructions on Epic Games GitHub. So when you download the source, after you download the source, you're basically being told how to compile the editor, the actual engine along with it, and then how to get the demo game, how to generate that as well. And of course, from that point onward, it's just you and well, testing and figuring out how the various functions and intertwined objects work, the effect, and how to replicate it in your game. So I basically used the demo game from Unreal to be able to understand and replicate that code into Borderlands 3. Well, into any Unreal Engine 4 game actually. So understanding the code and understanding how the functions that, the functionalities that these commands use work is pretty helpful because, well, later on it basically enables you to recreate the code in, well, shipping builds that have it stripped. I don't know if I have anything else to show to you at this point in time. These are the functions that I have so far. What else I did test is this. If I go back to the objects dump, I think there is here. I was looking for Boolean values, so I was looking for unlimited, infinite, and I found this for infinite. So there's a function called oCharacter has infinite ammo. As you can see right now, I have like 5 bullets left. Let's change to the shotgun. I have 8 bullets in my clip and 72 in the inventory. Now, if I go to this function here, it says oCharacter has infinite ammo, and the parameters that are going to be used with that function are these below. All these. So if we look into oCPlayer controller, which we do have, this is oCPlayer controller, so this is the pointer to it. So if you go into memory to this is the actual memory for the oCPlayer controller, and if we take the address of infinite ammo, right now I'm just showing you how to use this text file for some functionality. And then we go to its memory address here. You'll see that at offset 48, if I remember correctly, let me just display it like this. So it's this one. Don't ask how exactly I got to 48. Let's say I'm just used to being able to read the memory of these bool property uObjects. So here at offset 48 we have an offset. It's 15F0. This offset is basically the location, the offset at which in the player controller, this is the definition, oCPlayer controller infinite ammo. So we look into the oCPlayer controller at the offset that is given to us by infinite ammo bool property uObject, as in this one. This offset is at offset 48 in this object, so we take 15F0 and we apply it to our uObject, which is this one. So player controller plus 15F0 as byte, because we're looking at bool property, as in 1 byte, as this. Now, if I want to check, for example, if this is being accessed or used at any point in time when I'm doing something with the weapon, because it relates to ammo, has infinite ammo, I can debug this. And for now, I see nothing happens. Let's try fire something. Okay. So there is a comparison here. What this tells me is this Boolean value is being used for something. And from what I discovered, this is a function, and it's called get, not get, I don't remember exactly the name of the function. So let's let's ignore that. But if you set this to 1 and have a look in the background at my ammo, this is what's going to happen. So basically, my magazine is set to the max amount in the clip, and whenever I fire, The bullets that are being spent are being added incrementally, starting from 0 back into the clip. So I basically have infinite ammo by just using, oh, here's loot, by just using the objects dump text file. And without doing any further debugging or searching for stuff in memory that normally a game hacker would, to be able to determine that Boolean value. So that's pretty much it for today. I'll be posting more in the Fearless Revolution forums topic, and I'll see you later. Toodaloo, bye bye.